Let's start with the obvious question. When you think about Phoenix LGBTQ plus nightlife, what immediately comes to mind? Because for years, LGBTQ plus bars weren't just places to drink or dance. They were places where we found community, where we met friends, where some people finally felt comfortable being themselves, where people came out, and of course, where you met your boyfriend or somebody else's boyfriend. But seriously, these spaces became community. And that's why I think there's a bigger conversation happening when people say gay nightlife isn't what it used to be. So, community, I'm putting you on the spot. Do you think Phoenix LGBTQ plus nightlife is as exciting today as it was 5 or 10 years ago? And what do you think changed? Because I don't necessarily think there's one answer. Maybe people are going out less. Maybe everything is more expensive. Maybe people would rather spend their money on concerts, festivals, pop-up events, brunches, house parties, or experiences instead of going to the same bar every weekend. But I also want to talk about something that might be a little controversial. Have gay bars become so welcoming to everybody that some LGBTQ plus people no longer feel like those spaces belong to them? And I want to be very clear, being inclusive isn't the problem. LGBTQ plus people spent decades fighting to be accepted in spaces that weren't created for them. So saying heterosexual people shouldn't be welcome into LGBTQ plus spaces isn't the conversation I'm trying to have. The question is, when does being welcoming start changing the culture of the space itself? Because we've all heard stories, or maybe experienced it ourselves, where somebody comes into a gay bar and treats LGBTQ plus culture like entertainment. People grabbing performers or patrons without permission, touching people because they think anything goes in a gay bar. Bachelorette groups treating the venue like their personal playground. People laughing at drag performers or making jokes about queer people. Or someone coming in because they want to see what a gay bar is like, rather than respecting they're entering a community space. And obviously, that doesn't describe every straight person who goes to a gay bar. Plenty of allies come out, support the performers, tip the entertainers, respect the space, and add to the energy. But when this respectful behavior happens, does it make LGBTQ plus people less interested in coming out? And then there's the other side of this conversation. Maybe gay bars didn't start catering more to heterosexual audiences because they wanted to abandon the LGBTQ plus community. Maybe they did it because the LGBTQ plus community stopped coming out as much. If your traditional customer isn't showing up 4 nights a week anymore, but another audience is walking through the door and spending money, what is a business supposed to do? So which came first? Did LGBTQ plus people stop going because the gay bars changed? Or did gay bars change because LGBTQ plus people stopped going? And especially with younger LGBTQ plus generations. Do they even need the traditional gay bar in the same way previous generations did? Maybe the gay bar isn't dying. Maybe what we considered a gay space is changing. And the real question becomes, what does an LGBTQ plus space need to look like in 2026 for our community to actually want to show up? Make sure you like this post, share, and follow me as we continue on the same podcast talk show and answer the question, is Phoenix LGBTQ plus nightlife dying or just changing?